first B flat there in measure 1. Did you understand what I was doing with the trills? As far as if I gave you an example of how not to do it, what I'm talking about, the unwarranted accent. See how those just kind of jump out? And you'll find 9 times out of 10 when the student's left to their own, on their own, that's what you'll get. Because trill, wiggle finger, boom. You know, rather than thinking artistically with this trill, and that every aspect of what you do should be expressive with this. Also, I strongly recommend, yes, I did mark it in on 1, 2, 3, 4. In the 4th measure, 2 points. You'll notice the bis fingering with a slash to an SC. What I recommend for that trill is you use the bis fingering for the B flat and then just simply trill your side C key over that. The resultant sound of the C for that is disgusting, but for the sake of the trill, it's just fine. It's going by enough to where you don't really pick up on that timbre, and it makes it very technically easy to execute. As well as the D on the 1, 2, 3, 4, that same measure on the 4th 16th. I strongly recommend the alternate fingering for the D, which is just using the palm key E flat, rather than going across the break and then down to a G. And the G, you notice on the in the Fairlane book, it's actually printed as an A, but in the publication for ATSSB for this etude, they say that's as a misprint and should be a G. So that's what I performed, was the G. But I strongly recommend using this alternate fingering. It allows me to be very subtle with that approach. Now, when the students try to play, what we usually use that fingering for is an alternate D, but also at the soft dynamics. If you try to support it too much, you can really hear the timbral problems, and it's not so great. But for these softer dynamics, and when you're going from a, in this case, we're going from a C natural, just across the break to the D, and then back down to a G, all left-handed notes, it avoids having to go across the break. Okay? Students should work on this. I know that the first try, you're going to hear them, and it's going to go, the timbre of the note is terrible. They just need to work on it, and they need to work with a tuner so that they can place it in the proper range with the intonation and try to get the timbre correct. But it allows a lot of flexibility, and as you noticed at the end, allows you to be really subtle with that. Moving along, on the second